Hi there, welcome back. Today I wanted to show you how to make a cross wreath, and I'm going to show you everything you need in this video and how to make this wreath step by step. You can use any color that you like to. And first of all, you're going to need a cross wreath frame, and you're going to need some 10-inch deco mesh, and it's going to take you about 2 packs of mesh to do this. It's about a pack and a half, but you're going to need 2 to finish it off. Some pipe cleaners and some ribbon, whatever kind of ribbon you choose. I got this pretty pink floral ribbon and some pink burlap, so that's what I'm going to use. You can use any color that you like. So let's get started. But before we get started, make sure that you like my channel, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notification of content like this, and thanks for watching. So now, if you look at this cross wreath frame, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, okay? And on each section, you're going to put 3 bundles. So you are going to need 18 bundles to make this particular wreath. And then you got this center section, and that's where we're going to hang our bow at the end. So I will show you how to do that. Now, like I said, this is 10-inch mesh. You can use any color you like. I got this really pretty pink. And you're going to cut it into 15 inches. And now I have a rotary blade. If you don't have one, you can use scissors. And I have a mat. You can use a ruler as well if you don't have a mat. But you're going to cut 15-inch pieces. And you're going to want to cut 36 pieces. So, cutting the material can take a while. So you just want to keep at it. I don't want to make the video too long, but we'll see how it goes. But you just keep cutting 15-inch pieces, and I'll show you how to bundle them up afterward. And then, I guess I'm not going to cut all of the mesh right now because that would take some time. But just 15-inch pieces until you have 36 pieces total. And I'll go ahead and show you how to cut the ribbon. So I picked these florals, and I'm actually going to rotate. You could use one color, you could use 2, 3, 4, whatever you like. You just need 36 pieces of ribbon total. And we're going to cut these ribbon into 9-inch pieces. And you have to use the wire ribbon, so it gives you a little bit of bend once you're finished with it. The other ribbon you can use, but it becomes a little bit floppy, so keep that in mind. But once you cut these, now I'm using these 2 I'm going to alternate with. So I am going to do 9 of each of these because we need 18 bundles total. We're going to have 2 pieces of ribbon on each bundle and 2 pieces of mesh on each bundle, and I'll show you how to do that. But after you cut your 9-inch strips of ribbon, you're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to take it and make a little dovetail. So you just do that by putting both of those pieces together. Go from the wire end in. And it makes this little dovetail. So it gives your wreath a nice little finish. I'll show you that again. So once again, these are 9-inch strips. You fold it together, and that's the wire end. So you're going to go from the wire end tip into the middle and make your cut to make a dovetail. And it looks like that. So I will show you how many pieces I cut of each color. Now, because I'm alternating the 2 pink ribbons, I'm going to do 9 of this pattern and 9 of that pattern. So that'll give me 18 pieces. But now I'm not going to alternate this color, so I'm going to do 18 pieces of this. So there's 18 of this and 18 of the pattern. And then when I come back, well, before I leave, let me also show you. You're going to need 9 pipe cleaners. Actually 10, because you're going to need 1 for the ribbon at the end. But what I like to do is fold them in half, so you kind of double them up. So you need 9 of these, and that'll make 18 half-piece pipe cleaners. And then you want 1 long one for your bow at the end. So you just cut all of those in half, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all of this material, and when I come back I will show you how to assemble it. And you know, just have fun with it, make it your own. You can use whatever color you like, whatever ribbon style you like. I have made a lot of these in the past. I made a 4th of July one. These are great for Easter. They're also good Memorial Day, Memorial wreaths. So do whatever you like. If you don't want to add a bow to the middle at the end, then you can add more mesh, or if you'd like to put a sign in the middle, you can do that as well. And another thing that people like to do is add florals to it, so that's also another option. You can do florals with the ribbon. But let me go ahead and finish off cutting the material, and I will show you how it's done. Alright, I'm back. I cut all the material and I want to go back over it. Now in total you are going to need 36 pieces of mesh and 36 pieces of ribbon. This is 10-inch mesh. I cut it into 15-inch pieces. And once again, all the ribbon is cut into 9 inches and it's dovetailed. So there are 36 pieces of ribbon. So you can use however many you want. If you're going to make 1 solid color, you need 36 pieces of ribbon. Otherwise, I did 18 of these pink ones, and I did 9 of each of these patterns, and I'll show you how I put that together. You're going to need 9 pipe cleaners cut in half, and 1 single one for your bow at the end. So with this ribbon, it was 3 yards. I was able to get 9 pieces out of it, and then an extra strip for my bow at the end, and the same thing with the other one. And I actually ended up using 2 of these rolls, and one of them was a partial roll, so you may need 2 to 3 rolls, plus some additional ribbon at the end for your bow in the middle. So I do have a couple other colors I'm going to add in the end for the bow. Just really anything that works that you like, or you could use the same colors, but let me show you how it works. So you're going to lay your mesh down, and you're in the middle, you're just going to pinch it together all the way until you get to the end. Now, it's going to come out to look like a bow tie. So you're going to, I have a bow dabber which holds the bow in place, and it's really good if you're a wreath maker because it'll hold your bow together. But you're going to put 2 of those bow ties into there, one on top of the other, and I'll show you how I do that. But you're going to just bunch it up. Make sure you're in the middle. The mesh kind of likes to curve. So stay in the middle of the mesh. Pinch it with your fingers, and if you have to kind of push it back, you can. But it'll make a bow tie, and you put that on top of your other one. So you're going to have it looking like that. So that's 1 down here and 1 up here. So you got 1 bow tie on top of the other. Now I'm going to take my solid pink, and I have it dovetailed, and you pinch it down the middle into a little bow. And I like to just run my fingers across to give it that kind of curve. And you want to go ahead and pinch the middle of that, push it down on a diagonal. Now I'm going to take one of my other patterns, and I'm going to do the same thing. Pinch it in the middle, kind of run your fingers through it to curve it, and then you crisscross that with the other ribbon that you added, and you push it down. Don't worry if it's not perfect, but this is how it should look. So you got the 2 bow ties, and then you crisscross your ribbon. Now, like I was telling you, there's sections on here. So on this top section, we're going to add 3 of those bundles. We're going to add 3 here, 3 here, 3 here, here, and here. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So you need 18 bundles. Now, what I like to do, I cut my pipe cleaners in half because I don't like to have it messy in the back. So instead of wrapping my bundle in the pipe cleaner and twisting it on the wreath frame, now I'm only working with the 2 middle prongs right here. So this is the front that you're looking at, and I go behind those 2 middle ones, and I just bend it forward like that. So it'll stay in place. Now, you're going to take your bundle. You want to make sure you pinch it tight. And you're going to just put it right there on top of that. So, push it down. Give it a twist a few times. Make sure it's tight. And now the advantage of doing it like this is you don't have to cut the pipe cleaners at the end. And once you put every bundle on, just kind of run your fingers through it to straighten out your ribbon a little. So your first one should look like that. So you want to push that up to the top. And then you're going to put another pipe cleaner right underneath that one. And now I just like to bend them up a little bit so it holds into place. And you can move them afterward. You could push them up and move them where you want them to be. Sometimes you leave them down a little further so you have space to put the next bundle. But you just keep on pulling the mesh together into your bow tie. Once again, that's your bow tie. And you want to put your second piece of mesh. And I like to bunch it like that so the frayed ends stay in the back, because this method kind of frays the mesh a little bit unless you have like one of those burning tools that keep it from fraying, but I don't have one of those, so I just do the best I can and try to keep it neat by leaving those stray pieces in the back. So it looks like that. We're going to crisscross every time. Now I used this ribbon the first time. This is where I'm alternating and using the other ribbon that I had. So remember how I said I had 9 of each one? So these are the pieces I'm alternating. I'm going to do that pink all the way through, but I'm going to go ahead and alternate those. So you make your little bow tie, crisscross it, which it'll look like that again. Go ahead and grab it, and you're going to straight up and down push it right up against the wreath form in between your 2 pipe cleaners. And use your fingers to hold it down, and even if you're smashing it, you can fluff it up afterward. But go ahead and make sure you give it a few twists. You don't want it to come undone. So that's the second one. And every time that I put a bundle on, I kind of like to separate them a little, then push it up. And then I kind of give my ribbon into position the way I want it. You can do this at the end. I kind of like to do it in between because that way everything is in place kind of the way I want it to be. So you just run your fingers through the ribbon to give it that little curve. Now, you got a little bit more space left on there, so you're going to put your third bundle. And you're just going to keep doing this throughout the whole entire wreath until you get 3 of these bundles in every one of those sections on that wreath form. Now, the wreath form is a little different. You know, you can improvise. You can do it however it works for the type of form you're using, but you're going to use the same style of a method. So you just keep on bunching those bundles up. Put your ribbon. And that's that pink that I'm using throughout. Like I said, you could use one solid color, but I like to switch it up and do more than one. And now I'm going back to that original pattern. So we're alternating that floral ribbon. And there we go, another bundle. So you put your pipe cleaner on your wreath frame, and that's still that first section. Bend it just a little bit to keep it on there. You're going to straight up and down. And just use your fingers to kind of push the mesh away. And even if you smash it a little bit, you can straighten it out in the end. Now I always take these and separate them a little bit. Run your fingers through the ribbon to kind of curl it out a little bit. And it does not have to be perfect, but you can see it's starting to come to life. So that's one full section right there. Once you're done, you may want to push that top one down a little so those pieces are kind of together. And this is what your back looks like. So that's what I was telling you. So instead of having the twist in the back, you're going to have a clean back that you don't have to do anything with. You don't have to cut the little ends. They're in the middle, and as you can see, you don't see them. And my light is off, so I really hope that you guys could see this okay. Sorry about that. So that's where we're at so far, and like I said, 3 bundles to a section. You're going to do 3 over here, 3 over here. Now when you're doing these, I'll go ahead and show them to you, but just like I told you, straight up and down, you're going to straight up and down them when you have the wreath on the side. So let me go ahead and show you one more of those. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to finish it off, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to make a bow. Now with the bow, you want to use the same ribbon if possible for the bow. And like I said, I had some leftover pieces from the 3 yards of the 2 florals that I had left over. And you may want to add some other ribbons so you get a nice full bow. So try to get colors, you know, some whites or other kind of pink. I don't have glittery like I used in the first wreath that I made, but it's okay because I still have a lot of other colors. Make it fun, however you want it. So, doing the same thing. Alright, so with this one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go ahead and put your pipe cleaner in. Now here you may want to do it from the inside out, meaning like closer to the middle of the wreath frame. It might be a little easier. Well, maybe not necessary. We're going to go ahead and do the one on the end. Now make sure you pinch that really tight on that end because it will slide back here. So pinch that tight. Now this is what I was talking about, straight up and down. And you're going to have this piece where you have your wreath frame sideways, and you're going to put it on like that, not like this, like that. So go ahead and use your finger to push it down. That's my pipe cleaner. And you're going to make sure you twist it really tight. And then straighten out your ribbon a little bit in your little mesh, and then there you go. So now that's at the very end, and now we're going to put 2 more, one here and one there. So let me go ahead and finish this off. Just to show you, we're just going to push this aside and go ahead and squeeze that pipe cleaner in there. bend it to make it stick. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it off, and I'll come back, show you how to make the bow, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, I'm back. I finished the entire wreath. This is an Easter Cross Wreath, and that's what it looks like, and we're going to put a bow in the middle. What I want to show you, so like I was telling you, there's 3 bundles on each section of that. So you have 18 bundles total, and that's how it came out. The only thing I would recommend is I did say cut them to 9 inches, the ribbon. I'd probably cut them a little longer, maybe like 11 inches, so they stick out a little bit more, like it did in my other wreath that I made before. See, this one I made with satin ribbon, but it sticks out throughout a little bit further, so it depends on how you like it. If you like a lot of ribbon, and this one I got the big bow in the middle, that's what we're going to do next. But it's totally up to you. You might like a lot of ribbon. You might like just a little bit where it's like an accent, but the bow is going to bring it to life, so I'm going to show you how to make the bow. So we'll set that aside, and I have my 2 scrap pieces of ribbon, and these are probably about 30 inches long. It doesn't really matter, there's no rhyme or reason, but one thing you want to do is you want to fold it in half and dovetail the ends of it so you get that pretty finished look. And you can use as many ribbon as you like. You can vary it from inch, inch and a half, 2 inch, 2.5 inches, just depending on, you know, your bow and what you want it to look like. You can add a few pieces, you could add more pieces. I'm going to add 5. So I got these 2, and then I'm going to use that pink, and I'm going to use 2 other colors just to bring out a little bit of other color in this wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and use a white, and these are all wire ribbon. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use this other pink. It's sheer, it's got a little sparkle in it. So we're just going to go ahead and roll with it, see what it looks like. So to make your bow, you can make the tails as long or short as you like. So I'm not really sure. I think I'll go ahead and do maybe a 10-inch tail. And what you do is you just pinch it and bunch it up at that 10-inch mark. And now you're going to take that piece of ribbon and give it one twist, because some ribbon has a different pattern on it on one side than the other. So every time that you go ahead and make a bow, you're going to make a twist. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Now you can do this with your hands if you don't have a bodabra, but you're just going to have to hold onto that piece while you bunch it together. And if you want, you can kind of guesstimate how long you want your loops to be. I have this at 10 inches, so maybe I will go ahead and do these. It's going to sink in there a little bit, so you don't want the first ones to be too small. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do a 6-inch loop. Now once you have your loop, you got your tail on one side and your loop on the other. And like I said, if you don't have one of these, you just hold it with your hands, and you take that ribbon and you're going to give it a twist. And you just pinch that and fold it back, and that's how you make your loop. And that's your second loop. So I'm going to use my bodabra. Like I said, if you don't have one, just use your fingers. I'll do a video of that in the future for people that don't have things to measure it, and just show you how you can do it with your hands. But I want to get this one pretty accurate, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 6-inch loops. And then I did on these, I believe, what did I do, 10-inch tail. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to cut your ribbon right there. And if you want, you can dovetail them as you go. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail them when I'm done. And now, because you know, you want to start with your biggest ribbon, and since this one is a thicker ribbon and it's a solid color, I started with that. And then I'm going to use my shear, and I'm going to do a 10-inch tail again. Just pinch it in that middle, and then you twist the ribbon. Now this one I'm going to go, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do another 6-inch loop, but you want to start doing the loops a little bit smaller. Since I'm using 5 pieces of ribbon, I can do 2 6-inch loops, and then I can do the next 2 maybe 5 inches, and then that last one I'll go a little smaller. But like I said, there's no rhyme or reason, it's just a matter of how big you want your bow. So, I'm going to go ahead and make another 10-inch tail. And you can adjust them if they don't look quite right to you, but I think that'll work. Now I'm going to go ahead and use that pink that I had, and I think with this one, instead of a 10-inch tail, I'm going to do it a little bit shorter, so I think maybe I'll do an 8-inch tail for this one. And you just pinch it, twist it, and now we're going to do the loop maybe 5 inches long instead of 6. Just a little bit shorter than the last ones. And you give your ribbon a twist. You always want to give it that twist. Except for the last piece. You don't have to twist that. And if you don't have a bow dabber and you're not measuring it, you can just kind of eyeball it and see where it looks good. Now, since this is all I have, I'm going to go ahead and, I already got this one dovetailed, but I'm just going to go ahead and fold it in half and pinch it in the middle. Now, this one has white and then it has the pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the pattern side down on my bow. And I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. So this is going to end up being about 4 inches. And now with this one, since you did the pattern side down, the bow is going to automatically form. So I don't have to do any twisting like I did on the other ones, because the bow, if you put the pattern side down and you loop both sides over, then the tails come out and everything is the way that it should be. And like I said, in the future I'll do bow videos, so anybody that's having struggles doing bows, maybe it'll help someone out. And now this is my last piece of ribbon, so I'm going to pinch it down the middle. Once again, put the pattern side down. Now your ribbon will look like that with the white side out, and then when you flip it over, you're going to see that pattern, so you don't have to do the twist. And I'm going to do both of those about the same length, the last 2 ribbons, since those have the patterns. So now here's my bow. You've got all the different colors stacked up, and once you get this twisted on, you can fluff it up and poof it up. But I think before I go ahead and put it on the wreath, I'm going to go ahead and dovetail the little ends that I didn't dovetail already, to give them that finished look. And now this is where we're going to use that last pipe cleaner and attach the bow to the wreath. And then once you get it in there, you can fluff it up and make it look pretty. Make sure to like my channel and give me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed this content or like to see more like it. Comment, let me know what you guys think overall, what else you would like to see videos of. I'm going to be posting more of my Easter stuff. So, once again, you could take this whole bow and take one of those pipe cleaners and just wrap it around and twist it. But since I don't want my pipe cleaner to show, I'm going to bend it with my thumb. And I'm going to turn the wreath over to the back. Now you got this middle section, this little square. I'm going to put it on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to put those both in there so the pipe cleaner is sticking out the middle. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little space and push those pieces of mesh up so I got some room for it. So now I got a hole in the middle, and I'm just going to stick it right on the top and the bottom of that square. And I'm going to bend it a little in the front so then it stays in place. Now you just want both of your pipe cleaners to stand straight up. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to pinch your bow. You're going to grab it tight because you don't want to lose anything. And you're just going to take it and push it down in between those pipe cleaners and twist it up really good. And actually, I probably only needed a half of a pipe cleaner because it's pretty long, but it will help it so you don't lose it when you're trying to put your bow on there, because you don't want to lose your bow. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push those back towards the middle. Because you don't want them too close to the edges. And you don't want a hole in the middle. And now your bow is a little flat, so all you're going to do is grab all those loops that you made. Start with the big ones, stick your fingers in between, and you're going to fluff them up. Just going to push them out so they're not flat, and you might have to spend some time moving things around. You want to take those tails and put them underneath. And you're just going to keep on fluffing up that bow until you get it the way you like it. Now, what I like to do with my tails is I take them and I run my fingers through them and I give them a little curl. So you just curl it up, and if you want to loosen those curls at the end, you can. But I take them and I just curl up all of those little tails. And then that way you can kind of pull your poofs out of there once you get those tails curled. And keep on taking those tails and curling them in your fingers. Now these ones are a little shorter. You just give them a little quick curl. Now you're going to want to go back on those poofs and start with the bigger ones in the back. And you're going to kind of spread them apart from each other. And you're just going to keep on working with it and manipulating the bow until it's poofy and you like the way everything is positioned. You might have to curl things a few times and fluff it up a few times. Alright guys, so this is what it's going to look like. You can add more ribbon. You can add longer pieces if you like them shorter. You can keep them short. You just want to fluff everything out. You can move them to different sides. And there's your wreath. This was the last one I made. The ribbon was longer. I think the bow on this one was a little bit fuller. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way to make this. You can add florals to the middle. You can add some greenery to kind of brighten it up and add a little bit of pop to it. Just however you like it. So I'll get these hung up and I'll show you what they look like. And if you make one, let me know what you came up with. I'd like to see. And thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.